Hey, you there, and thank you for watching, and welcome to Forts Lines Forever. Today I have a 6v6 custom match here on the most amazing Noxious map generator. So let's go ahead and introduce our teams and our players. We'll start with Team 1 in the north, and we'll end with Team 2 in the south. Starting off with Team 1's Western player, we have in Emerald Green, it is Till We OD. He is a Seraphim for this match as a 1200. To his west, we have in Light Oak Tan, it is Vessel for AK. Vessel for short. He is a UEF. He is a 1400. Moving southward in Rust, we have the Seraphim of Trurith. I think that's how you say his name. He is a Seraphim. As I said, he is a 1400. To his east in Glow in the Dark Green, we have the Seraphim of Mass with 2 A's. He is a 1600. He is the highest rated player on Team 1. And to his east, we have in Snow White, it is the Cybran of Rick. He is a 1300. I almost lost his name there for a second. And last but not least, for Team 1, we have in Batman Gray, it is Sapdex playing as a Cybran as well. He is a 1300 as well. So for Team 1 side of the map, they have 1 UEF, 2 Cybrans, 0 Aeon, and 3 Seraphim. Taking a look at Team 2's Eastern player first, we have in Orange, the color orange, is Extra Mass Blocker. He is a Seraphim. He is a 1400. Lots of Seraphims in this game. To his west, we have in Lightish Red Pink, it is the Cybran of Plum. He is a 1400. And to his north, the other pink player on Team 2 in Barbie Pink, it is Bolch, I think is how you would say that name. He is a UEF. He is a 1500. In Chevy Crimson to his west, we have the UEF player of Red 666, so aptly named. He is a 900. To his southwest, we have in Ruby Red, it is Depressed Wave. He is a UEF as well for this match as a 1200. And rounding out Team 2, we have in Pac-Man Yellow, it is the Cybran of MSG as a 1700, the highest rated player on Team 2 and in the game overall. So for Team 2 side of the map, they have 3 UEF, 2 Cybrans, 0 Aeon, and 1 Seraphim, which means for the entirety of this match, there are no Aeon players. Apologies to those loyal to the princess. Hopefully you enjoy the game nonetheless. And for these 12 players on the map, let's take a look at their reclaim situation. Currently sitting at, wow, that's not a lot of mass. 4,500 mass split 12 ways. That's a little under 400 mass per player. Definitely not worth writing home about. Is there any major clumpage? There's a 400, 250, 175, and nothing really too big. It's pretty much a sparse map in terms of mass. But in terms of mexes, I think it's a little bit more plentiful. We do see on Team 2 side of the map, we have a quad mex position here, here. Actually, that's a 5-star mex position here and here. That is a quad mex position there. And anything in the back line, a couple of one-offs, but nothing too terribly expansive. And in terms of the middle of the map, really nothing dotted along the middle right here. We do see a couple of one-offs over here to the east. Couple of hydrocarbons, but nothing really too crazy. Some amount of mexes, but not a terrible amount, which players will be, of course, forced to go for more artificial means of generating their mass, which means RAS upgrades on board the Comet SACU RAS comms, as well as, of course, mass fabs both T2 and T3. In terms of player movements, I would expect to see at least some movement out of the Western players, of course, just because it's a very spread outish map. It's not definable lanes. There's a lot of curving paths and whatnot, but there's generally a west side, a middle of the map, and a east side. The middle of the map very sparse, pretty much nothing there bar a couple of hills, so maybe we'll see some action down the line, but usually we see it down the mex lines or where mexes are, so we'll probably see a little bit of a kind of a pocket of no engagements roughly again in the middle of the map. We do see the first gun upgrade started for Turith in the west, and he is joined by his teammate of Tilby OD on the western side. So it's going to be 2 versus 3 players for Team 2. It looks like Red, Depressed Wave, and Team 2's MSG. MSG is charging forward, building a very frontline land facility to get some spammable engineers and Mantis on the front lines. Towards the eastern half of the map, we do see Team 2's extra mass blockader moving eastward, or eastward now, but he's moving in that northern direction. Team 1's player of Saddex is over here on the eastern side going for his gun upgrade. We do see Rick and then Mass over there to the west of him. So it looks like it's going to be at least a 3v1. We see some movement from Bolts going more middle, but he'll probably sway more to the east to intercept Team 1's Mass. And then Team 2's Plum has not left his main base. Maybe going to go for air back here, but it just seems a little odd that he hasn't moved forward yet. We will see how that ends up progressing for him. We do see to the west, gun upgrade started for MSG to the west, and that transport is dropping off engineers. No units in terms of offensive units on board, just engineers. I don't know where they're going, but it looks like they're maybe going to try to drop some units and build some Team 1 PD in a main base. That will probably devastate somebody on Team 2. Looks like they're going for Red's base. We do see pings are inbound saying, hey, watch out. Engineers are already on the scene. AA in placement. T1 PD already in place. T1 PD is going to be denied. So nice counter by Team 2's Red. That will stop that attack in Extractor. A little bit of reclaim for him. And that's just how it goes sometimes. Sometimes those drops work and sometimes they don't. Gun is started for for Vessel in the north. He's building a nice little air facility east of his main base. Gun is almost done for MSG in the more middle of that western side. We see extra mass blockader engaging some Mantis. He has no gun on board, but he is progressing for 1-star veterancy, though. He's a little bit over a third of the way there. You see Rick is just patrolling, looking for any sort of mass nearby. Gun upgrade started for Team 2's Bolt. Gun upgrade started here for Red. Gun upgrade started here for Depressed Wave. And the first combat come action occurs between Trite and MSG. MSG does finish the gun upgrade. It is gun v gun. Hit point advantage does go to Team 1. Unit advantage goes to Team 1 as well. MSG going to try to get into this little narrow environment. He's building a Team 1 PD further back to try to fall back to. Looks like Trite will just try to cancel that. Yep, cancels it. And maybe we'll continue to engage the comm of MSG. We will see. Looks like he won't fully go after him. There are some reinforcements here for MSG. Shots are still trading between the two players. Maybe he's trying to goad him into moving into this tight environment. But that frontline facility is dead and gone. We do see some units inbound from Depressive coming in all areas. But we do see Team 1's Trite moving in to intercept and fall back just a little bit so he doesn't get cornered. Stealth started here for Trite, but MSG, he will get 2,000 hit points from that. Maybe trying to goad Trite into engaging maybe, but Depressed Wave is moving in with no gun upgrade on board, but is moving in nonetheless. He was, I think, going for a gun upgrade at some point. We do see gun start for Team 2's extra mass blockader in the east, and gun is already on board for Sabdex. Rick still patrolling, and Team 1's mass still holding position in his frontline base. And stealth is done. We'll see if he goes for nano on board that comm, but he is now up to 7,000 hit points instead of 5, so definitely help out a lot. Radar system is going to be built to give him a little bit of intelligence. And Tirith is still inbound. Gun started here for a Depressed Wave. And with the extra 2,000 hit points, we'll kind of put both of the comms on about an even footing. Units coming in from around, but the units from Team 1 have the height advantage, shooting down into the lower section of the map, where we see Tirith still engaging MSG's commander, and Trite still, he's dropping below 2,500, and we see that the units moving in to intercept the comm and force him back, allowing Trite to escape. Nice grab there. Eastern side, we see comms of Sabdex and Mass Blockader getting into it. And for the most part, they're both going to get out of harm's way. Both of them are in the yellows, about 50%-ish for both of them. So nothing too bad, but definitely have to watch out for any sort of sniper attempts by Team 1 and Team 2. Speaking of sniper attempts, a couple of gunships online for Team 1's Vessel, going after the units from Red. They're going after some vulnerable mexes here for Team 1's Tirith. Again, still don't know if I'm saying his name right. Probably not. I don't know if they actually grab any of the mexes, but they will annoy him nonetheless. It will force him to fall back a little bit, maybe build some defenses here. We do see movements or comments made by somebody from Team 2 saying go this way, while the forces of Team 1 are over here. They might move in and try to go after something. There are some Ilshis being built, so the attack probably won't go very far, especially with the T2 PD emplacement already there. But they might just annoy Team 1 at a bare minimum. Gun done, not gun, but nano done for Red. His comm is over here on the front lines, and we do see east of that Bolt still working on his gun upgrade in his frontline base next to Plum, who is hanging out. We do see Stealth being built on Sabdex's comm in the water. He is below the water line, so he won't be easily targetable, but still might be spotted by Team 2 if they get some visual contact on him. Once the stealth upgrade is done, the radar won't see him, but the visual contact still will. And stealth is started for Rick for Team 1 as well. Does he have PD emplacement? He does have a PD emplacement in by, just in case. He doesn't have any gun upgrade online, especially with units inbound from Team 2. There is a T2 PD emplacement built, newly minted it looks like. Another Team 1 PD emplacement is done. The shield is gone. Looks like that was the main target. Maybe longer range options are soon to be on the way. Missile launcher is inbound, looks like it. Don't go too far, you don't have intelligence, says MSG. Team 2's Depressed Wave charges head forward. He only has gun on board. There are Ilshi's inbound to intercept that comm, and I think he went too far forward. He's going to try to get near as many units as he can to get as much of explosive damage as possible, but there he goes. Team 2 loses the first player of the game, and that is now a 6v5 in favor for Team 1 at 13 minutes. Right as MSG was saying, hey, don't engage too far, and he went a little bit too far and paid the price for it. I should have waited for you, says Depressed Wave. Yeah, I mean, it happens. Mistakes were made, but it's always a good learning opportunity. MSG now back up into the green. He has gun and nano now online. Sabdex going for nano as well. And Rick is done with his stealth upgrade as well. We do see some missile launchers starting to poke and prod at the defenses here, but there's a Team D online shield going to be rebuilt and try to establish a frontline base on Team 2 side of the map. We do see left drone coming online here for red. Any air expansionary efforts here for Team 2? Nope. T3 air is online for Team 2's Plum. And it looks like that is it. We do see the recipient of that base for MSG, or for Depressive Wave, is MSG. Team 1, how's your air going? T2 air going for T3 momentarily. T3 air is online for Vessel. And T2 air is also aligned for Rick. So lots of T2, soon to be T3 air facilities. So at least 1 and 2 and maybe 3. But we'll see if there's going to be 3 airs or not. We do see towards the west once again, Tarith and MSG engage. It's Gun Nano versus Gun Nano. Hit points at 13.5 versus 4.850. And tried to almost is at a second star eventually, which means he'll get a boost in hit points here pretty shortly. MSG not at first star as well, so maybe he'll get a boost if he kills off an Ilshi or 2. Shield is down. T2PD being built very, very quickly to eliminate the remaining forces, especially the Team 1s, just to whittle those down quickly. And we see MSG doesn't want to continue to engage. He is now at first star veterancy. Now gives him 10% more hit points. Keeps him in the green. Another Ilshi is down. He'll probably get up to 2 stars most likely from all these Ilshi kills. And all those forces control K, not allowing him to get any veterancy. Definitely one of those moves that we don't see very much, but it does happen from time to time. So nice. I guess he was going to lose them anyway, so no veterancy for Team 2. But, you know, they would have died one way or the other. So it's kind of a bittersweet maybe. Bolt's pushing into this frontline position, and Mass is killed off by Rick. How did Corsairs maybe? Oh, it looks like Corsairs. He was stacking some up here. Yep. They sniped Team 2's commander. Oh, yeah, you can even see the Rex right here. Oh, yeah, he got absolutely sniped. So Team 2 loses the second player, and now it is a 6v4 in favor for Team 1. And we do see Tarith is being pushed back by MSG. I don't think he's getting out of there anytime soon. Team 2 needs a kill here to really drop this game to about an even so. It would be 5v4 if they do get the kill here. But Tarith continuing to just get bombarded by MSG's comm. We have units coming in to support MSG. We have units also inbound from red to prevent any sort of reinforcement for the comm of Tarith. And he's dropping to about 62, 5,800. MSG still about 10k. Yeah, I don't think he's getting out of there anytime soon. And that'll be a kill for Team 2 momentarily. You see those forces acting as a nice little buffer zone. I do see a Strat Bomber inbound from Team 2. I'll take a look at that in a second. Let's call off a couple of mexes. And that'll be the end of Team 1's Tarith at almost 17 minutes on the dot. There it is. Team 2 scores their first kill at 17 minutes. And now it is a 5v4. Strat Bomber, I think, was eventually shot down, most likely, but it did help wipe out some mexes here. I don't see the 1000 wreck anywhere. Don't know if see it landed there. There's a mass extractor there. That's not it. Oh, it's still alive actually. Look at that. Bomber still. Ooh, oh, it's been. Ooh, probably not the best place to. Oh, don't sit. That's not even. That's a worse idea. Oh, he drops. He gets underneath the shield. Yeah, that's a wow moment, is what that was. He let the unit actually, start to sag to the ground, and then said attack the shielding, and it obviously grabbed the P-gens. That is a nasty little move there, but it worked out. So nice grab by Bolch. That was I will definitely say, after 800 casts, that is the first time I've ever seen that. I've seen gunships go underneath the shielding, but that's just because of the level of altitude they sit at, not where the unit actually is about to land on the ground and then drops its payload. That is interesting. Anyway, to the east, we see Team 1's mass continuing to push back Team 2's forces over here. And we do see, now with Gun and Nano online, Sepdex is back out of the water, full HP, moving in to intercept the forces from Bolch. Actually, that wasn't Bolch, that was Plum. I correct myself, because Plum has the air facility and Bolch does not. So that was Plum's move. Apologies for attributing one move to a player. We do see Rick hanging out in his nice little shield emplacement. Stealth and Gun on. Actually, it's T2, not Gun on board, interestingly enough. And forces from Team 2 are continuing to just bum rush this eastern side, essentially split in between those two commanders. Western side, MSG is falling back a little bit. We do see units from him still just annoying Team 1. And that T3 Mex doesn't look like it's long for this world. There's a couple of Rhinos here. We do see a Corsair just flying over top, being like, yeah, I'll let my teammate deal with that. And that T3 Mex is probably not going to live much longer. That will definitely hurt Team 1's eco, especially it being kind of out in the open like that. We do see units inbound from Team 2 over here from Red going into Vessel's base. So he's hurting for Mexes here and here. You would think that the T3 Mex didn't die. That's interesting. He's going to kill off a radar system. That might be nice to grab and eliminate some intelligence gathering for Team 1. And there's a lot of Team 1 units. These are T2 Mexes. They're not really focused on the Mexes per se. So that's one Mex dead. That's going to be another Mex dead most likely. But it could have been a little bit worse, I guess, for Team 1. That T3 Mex stays alive somehow. A Corsair or even a missile would come in and easily wipe that out. We see that attack from Team 2 continuing to just go full send it northward. They're not stopping anytime soon. And T3 Mexes are being upgraded to as we speak. 20 minutes on the clock, and we've had 3 players die before it. So not everybody makes it past that. But we have AA being eliminated by the missile strikes from MSG, making sure nothing gets in the way of, I guess, an air attack inbound or soon to be inbound. Team 1 bombers are starting to stack up, so maybe that's what he's prepping for. He does have his own T3 air headquarters, and till we OD control Ks, maybe there was a connection issue or something because the game paused and then resumed. We don't know for how long the game was paused, but it did happen. So Team 1 loses another player, and now the entire western side will go to mass at 20 minutes. We do see 2 strap bombers over the top of Team 1's stuff. Looks like they're targeting Mass's stuff. Surprised they're not going after that T3 Mex. ASFs are inbound. Looks like they're bombarding the shield emplacement. T2 Mex goes offline. Both strap bombers will most likely be shot down here. Gunships, don't know what they're going to do. But it looks like that one bomber will get one more pass. T3 Mex might get hit. Will get hit. Shield still is not down. And that'll be the end of that bomber for Team 2. So still more raiding going down on Team 1 side of the map. And Mexes are being repaired and rebuilt as we speak for Team 1. In terms of eco, actually Team 1, with all of the mass assassinations we've seen from gunships, from land units, from strats, whatnot, Team 1 is actually about tied with Team 2 in terms of eco. That makes me think it's power related. Plum's not doing too great on power. Oh, not MSG's fixing his power, but it's pretty much an even game. We do see that Team 1 is getting a little bit of revenge on Team 2 for all the raiding that they've been doing. And they've sent a force of some T3 and T2 units inbound. We have Bolch inbound with his comm. He should be fine. He's sitting at 15,599 hit points. And those units from Team 2 are still trying to chase them. They're trying to intercept. Looks like they're on an intercept course for the T3 air headquarters for Plum. And just the Com just cannot seem to catch up. Com is one of the slowest units in the game just because it just is. One Ilshi is struck down before its goal has been reached. I'm surprised no T2 PDs being built. We do see some ping saying, hey, it's coming your way. Another overcharge inbound kills off that Ilshi. He's almost up to 4-star vet. We do see circling of the units. And Bulch fires another volley, kills off another Ilshi. Going after the T2 units, he can easily one-tap. And there is another Strat Bomber online. It's going to help a little bit. Team 1 PD being built very hastily. We see T2 mexes now going to be under threat. And a couple of missiles raining in from that, however you pronounce that thing. Another Ilshi is down. Bulch is up to 4-star vet now, closing in on 5. And he says, careful, talking about Plum, because there are continuing forces inbound from Team 1 southward. So lots of snipages and whatnot have happened during the game, so everybody's definitely on their toes, trying to make sure they don't get caught unawares. Strat Bomber continue to bombard. T2 gunships inbound to assist. Going after the... Oh, that bomb doesn't drop. Okay. Going after the Othams. Couple of Othams at some veterancy. 4s and 3s. Love to see it. Couple of missile launchers still remaining. And an Ilshi still alive, but looks like for the most part. Strat Bomber will drop a payload now. Yep, there's right on top of that Otham. Kills off one unit. Almost kills off the Ilshi and the other Otham. So that'll slowly be dealt with for Team 1. From Team 2. Strat Bombers are inbound. MSG's like, I'm just going to deal with it. Just going to just bomb the crap out of it and be done with it. Mex is down. Bomber takes out the... all of that firepower for one T3 mobile shielding. Well, they do kill it off. So, you know, there's that. Nano repair started for Team 1's vessel near a nice little Mex. Lots of reclaims starting to appear on the map because all of the wreckages. We do see currently 72,000. So we went from 4... 72. That's a lot more mass on the map. And in terms of a reclaim, Team 1 is getting a hefty amount of it. Again, Team 2 has been doing a lot of raiding, so that just naturally puts more wreckages on Team 1's side of the map. Bombers are inbound, moving into, I guess, kill off this Otham that's just hanging out. I probably killed 50 mass extractors. How is that? How is it possible to lose? Says Plum. He's probably talking about all the raiding he's doing with strats and whatnot. And still that conga line looks like it's slowing down. They are stacking up right outside of a reclaim field. And we do see engineer scooping said reclaim up. Yes, it's possible. And I will agree with that. Doesn't matter how many mexes you kill. There possibly could be a point where, no, it doesn't. You could kill 200 and the opponent would still win for whatever strategy they decide to go with. It's just how it goes sometimes. We do see Monkey Lord is online for Team 1 on the eastern side for Sabdex. And Strat Bomber is starting to amass for Team 2's MSG over there. Snipe attempt, maybe. Does Team 2 know where anybody else is? Nope. Nope. They don't know where anybody is on Team 1 side of that. Does Team 1 know about Team 2's comms? No. So nobody knows where nobody is except for their own teammates. And that is going to be it. Looks like Strat Bomber was handed over to MSG. It looks like, yeah, 6 of them there now. That is enough to just bombard whatever they want to bombard. The one lonely little Lobo just hanging out up here, just, you know, trundling around. Looks like some E-storage is going to be targeted. A little unfortunate, but it's not a terrible loss. Team 1 bombers are being targeted. I think Team 1's going to done with the bombing runs. And it's just conga line. Look at this. Conga lines of Lobos are inbound, and they're slowly eating away the Otham's HP. Otham's are getting some veterancy, which is, of course, good for them. But a couple of Lobos might actually get a killing blow on a nice little Otham. And again, 1,000 of anything will kill anything. That's just how it goes. Looks like the Strat Bombers are moving eastward to avoid the ASF's grouping over here to the west. But again, Team 1 has 3 T3 air headquarters is online. Well, actually, 3 online. Maybe a 4th one if they develop the... actually, they are going to develop it. Seraphim 1 right here. They might target the one for Rick. I don't know where the Strat Bomber is going to sit. Monkey Lord is probably done for Team 2. Yep, there it is, built very far forward. Cuts down on travel time, of course. A lot more riskier to put it up there, but Team 1 hasn't been launching any sort of raid, so it's not really a big deal. MSG is hanging out in the water to the west, though. Pretty much the lowest point he can be. But he is hanging out on said western side. Team 1 at 4 players left, losing till we OD by Control K. Don't know if it's a connection issue or not, but Control K regardless, and then Shrike a little bit before that. Team 2 has lost Extra Mass, Blockader, and Depress Wave. I always want to say Depressive Wave. I don't know. I guess that's just a way I say Depressive Wave. Maybe. Anyway, but in terms of mass, we have Team 1 at almost 1,000. Kind of fluctuating. Team 2 is about the same. We'll just say they're both 900s and call it a day. Both of them have one Monkey Lord. Both of them on the opposite players, moving on the western and eastern side. So let me know down in the comments who you think is going to currently win this game. Of course, if you haven't, because why not? At this point, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. And as always, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it as we watch some Othams engage some Percys and Othams from Team 2. Some Titans as well. You can't forget the Titans are in there, but that Percy is going to get overwhelmed. It's a lot of T3 units. We have some more Othams moving in from the east to intercept. And looks like some T3 shielding to protect them. We'll keep those Othams alive even a little bit longer. That little bit of difference can make a huge difference between surviving an engagement and dying from one. We do see the Monkey Lord is on a collision course with not only this base, but this base, and then it looks like this base. He already has a plan of attack. Love to see that. He's just going to full send it. But once Team 2 notices the Monkey Lord, that's where those strats are probably going to move to intercept. If that's why he's putting them over there. Monkey has been pointed out by Triad, so Team 2's Monkey Lord has been noticed. Still don't know if I'm saying his name right. I probably have not been saying his name right. Tirith. Tirith? Something like that. Because there's an I there. It looks kind of like an L, but it's definitely an I. I see a little dot there. And there's the Monkey Lord. Should be spotted by Team 2 momentarily. Yep, there it is. There's some icons, some pings. And there's the Monkey Lord, the laser. Spider says GG, says Plum. That eastern side's not going to have some fun times. Gunships are inbound. Strats are still waiting. Not being moved as we speak. ASFs are inbound to intercept the gunships to keep the Monkey Lord alive even longer. There's some AA trailing behind the Monkey Lord. Definitely a nice call there. Wipes out all the gunships before it does any real damage to the Monkey Lord. Lots of AA, says Depress Wave. So Team 2 has prepped for it. The strat bombers go, okay, we won't move in. And Chicken engaging the Monkey Lord from MSG. Chicken is going to win that fight. We do see some bouncers inbound to provide some AA coverage. Not really that useful considering it's all land units, but you know, those bouncers can target ground units. Air, air, and air. Being pointed out by Plum saying they have 3 air facilities. Strat bomber inbound. We're getting immediately sniped out of the air. Yep, there it goes. And the other ones are not going to move anytime soon. T2 PD is being built very, very quickly. The long-range firepower trying to do as much as they can to hold the Monkey Lord back at least a little bit. More PD open up. It's just fury. And there's a nuke from somebody. It's from MSG. We'll take a look at its targeting in a moment. Monkey Lord will probably win this fight. It will take heavy damage from it. Strats could probably one-tap it if they're so lucky. It's at 20,000 hit points. He would need 7 of them to one-tap it. It's going to get some veterancy, so actually probably more than that. Nuke is inbound for either this base or this base. Looks like it's going to go for the eastern base for Team 1's Monkey Lord of Sabdex. But this base is gone, and it once belonged to Mass Blockader. There goes the nuke, and there goes an explosion. Kaboom! Grabs everything within range, except a couple of mexes. So some stuff survives, but for the most part, Sabdex is losing a lot of stuff. Team 2 still below in the eco, and we do see Bulge actually in the water. He may be able to dip out, overcharge it, and then dip back in. Again, the Monkey Lord does have torpedoes on board. It's at 24, almost 1,000 hit points, and climbing back up. The strat bombers have not engaged. Don't know where they went. They could have gotten shot down. I don't see them anymore. We see some gunships being pointed out. We have another Monkey versus Chicken engagement over there to the west. And do not tell me the comm is going to get... Oh, that's just not nice. Sitting right on top of the comm. Doesn't look like the torpedoes can actually hit him because of how close the land is. It looks like Bolch was reclaiming him a little bit. Looks like he's going to pop up and fire. Oh, there it is. There's the overcharge. Doesn't do a lot of damage. He goes under the water and goes, nope, I'm good. See you, bye. T2PD, 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 and more T2PD being built very, very quickly. That Monkey Lord being tickled to death. It won't gain any extra veterancy or hit points because it's already at 5 stars. Look at all the laser fire or the plasma fire. Plasma fire, maybe. I don't know. Maybe it is. It's not. They're not bullets, so maybe plasma. Another nuke is inbound. MSG reloading that very quickly. Already at 59,000 mass kill with the first one. Going for artillery now. And it's headed Looks like it's going to stop maybe short to the base for mass. There is an SMD there, and sorry, I should say there was an SMD there. Kaboom! The chicken that was being built is gone. The new chicken gets out of range. SMD being built up here to the north and loaded. SMD over here being loaded. SMD not being loaded here. And SMD being loaded here. So he's trying to load a lot of SMDs. Maybe MSG can get one more before they're all loaded, but I don't think so. This base might be the only one that's suitably targetable because there's no SMD being built. How fast is he loading it? It's decent. 129,000 mass. So for 2 nukes, almost at 75k per nuke. Very, very well for itself. And we focus a lot on this eastern side, but Team 2 has lost a lot over here. Lots of mass extractors and whatnot. P-gens are down. We do see Team 2's lead. It isn't really a lead anymore. It's actually a deficit by about 300. And those are strap bombers. Don't know if they're the same ones or not, but they do exist over here now. We do see Chicken is inbound to have some payment from some strats. Does drop into the yellow. No ASFs moving into intercept yet. I don't see any. There was some over here. There's some over there. There's some over there. Yeah, I don't think they're going to intercept just yet. Looks like the chicken is pulling off. 34 minutes on the... That's... Okay, MSG. That's a lot of monkeys. He has one monkey he decently damaged. Not in the reds, but pretty close. Another monkey wood. Another monkey wood. He is just spending mass hand over fist. Loading a nuke. Building an artillery. That's really all he's focused on. And building engineers for reclaim purposes. That's pretty much it. He's spending all of his mass on 3 things. Technically, 3 things is multiplying or adding because of all the monkey woods being built. But 3 things specific of being experimentals, nukes, and artillery. This is a full 20 by 20 map, so that artillery won't get the entire map, but it will get pretty darn close to most of it. The only thing he can't reach is this one up here and a little bit of the base here for Sabdex, but that one's been bombed out of existence. We have engineers moving into build mixes as we speak. But that's how long it took to get there. He had to build the T3 land headquarters and then ship engineers or walk engineers or trundle engineers over there. So he's been out of mexes for a little bit of time. We do see another monkey is now done. That's 4 monkeys. Going to build 5. Going to build a suits there. That's definitely smart for that western front. Team 1 definitely going to notice all this. And that's a lot of Zooey. But the laser does very well against spam units. 80% says Sabdex, talking about artillery. And it's not at 80% yet, but it's... Oh, he might... No, he doesn't know how the nuke is being loaded. But the nuke is closer to 80% than anything else. The artillery is not even in the green yet. Large group of forces stacking up for Team 1's mass. And mass is currently producing the most mass... Almost the most mass in the game, living up to his name at 400 mass per second. And then MSG is actually the highest at 466. We do see a couple of bouncers going to get intercepted by some Titans. And Team 2 starting to re-expand down in the east. Need SMD, says Sab. The mexes are being expanded upon as well. Well, yeah, he does need SMD. SMD has been built there. SMD has also been built there, not loaded yet. And Nuke will be shot down if it flies over that SMD over there. 4th Monkey Lord is done. Moving into grouping with the other ones. 5th one is almost... That's a lot of firepower. I have a couple of T3 gunships in. Yeah, the AA on board the Monkey Lords isn't great individually, but again, as I always say, 1,000 of anything will kill anything, and there's also bouncers nearby, so that also helps. Looks like the force from Team 1 pulled back, or actually, they're hanging out over here. Looks like it's going to be maybe 1 engagement might decide the game, at least the eastern half of the game. How's the artillery doing? It's almost done. Shielding being built now. Right after it's done, Nuke is loaded, and it's going to fire immediately. It is going to try to land, but unfortunately the SMD was loaded, so it will be shot down. I was going to say unless you change targets, but he did not. SMD says, yeah, extra mass. So he's still in the game, just beyond the grave, hanging out, trying to help out his team any way he can. Strats would be actually perfectly primed to just move in and try to wipe that out. But the order was not given. It's only a T2 shield. And that SMD will have its first kill of the game. There it goes. Fires the SMD. It doesn't miss. Looks like it almost missed, but no, it did not. SMD pointed out by Extra Mass Blockader. Giving a little bit of awareness for Team 2's MSG. We have artillery landing in from MSG as we speak. Probably a little bit too high, to be honest. But, hey, it might actually hit that Omni sensor. It looks like he's maybe targeting the air grid here. Fat Boys are being produced out of the kind of space in between the two air grids. We do see another SMD. Love the backup. I love it. Right next to a PG, so a little bit more volatile. But there's two of them. Love that. Artillery landing in pretty quickly from Team 2. Does he have all 4 PGens? He does have all 4 PGens. He's immediately going for a second artillery piece and another nuke. He is not going to stop doing both those things. Just building artillery and loading nukes. Shielding is down. Artillery is shooting to the right a little bit. That's unfortunate. Shield, of course, can't be assisted because it has to fully charge to be assistable. And the Omni goes down. That's a little unfortunate. And there goes the shot. Oh, there's an E-storage that blows up. Oh, could have been worse. Could have been worse. Shot hits a little bit to the northwest there. And then the shield pops back online. Unfortunate. But we have 5 Monkey Lords online. Is he building more? He's not building more. Okay, he's happy with his 5 Monkey Lords. We do see Chicken trying to regroup with its very large Ottoman chicken force. And that Fat Boy saying, no, 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 you can't come nearby. No, 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 Fat Dude Chick. I read that completely different. I read that as Fat 2 Chicks. That's kind of how I read that. And artillery going to land. Kills off a PGen and a mass fabricator. Cuts out the power for the one shield, but the other shield is being heavily assisted by it. Look at all those engineers assisting that. That's a lot of engineering power there. Or build power, I should say. Engineering power. It's tomato potato. It's the same thing. Strat bombers fly over top, most likely taking out some hit points for that chicken. Fat Boy's now slowly whittling down the Otham hit points. And we have Team 1 bombers inbound. I have one target in mind. That Fat Boy's going to get rinsed by some Scorchers. Actually, not rinsed. He's going to get ensnared upon, flamed on by those bombers. The ASFs from Team 2's Plum engage the ASFs, and then the ASFs from MSG engage the bombers. They whittle down a huge portion of them before they get anywhere near that Fat Boy, and there's even Cougars in the mix. Absolute just killing floor for Team 2, just wiping out all those bombers, and then Team 2 still engaging those ASFs. 9 engagement there, still wipes out more, but oh, there's an Awasa bomber online. And there's no shield. Oh, there was no shielding online for a moment. Chickens are falling back. Eastern side being expanded upon for Team 2. Lots of AA and brick wall forming. And red finishes an experimental. What is it? Probably another fatty. Yep, another fatty. Artillery now targeting Mass's base. Or actually, no, it's targeting to the west, going after where Vessel's comm is hanging out. Shield is down. That shield pops online. He looks like he's the recipient of all of the artillery fire from Team 2, which means Team 1 could bulk up defenses in other places, but deciding on other things, it looks like. Strat bombers being stacked up. Looks maybe some monkeys are the target. Maybe a Fat Boy is a target. Oh, no. They're going to sacrifice. Yep, they're going. Oh, no. Second artillery piece is online. Looks like the Strats already have their target, which is a little interesting because there's Cougars right in the line of fire, or right in the travel vector. And some of the Strats don't make their targets because they get shot down, and then the Strats pull off a little bit. ASFs. Oh, they fly by. Oh, no. Oh. They stop for a moment. ASFs intercept them. Couple of bombers remain, but there's not going to be enough to pierce the shielding. And that'll be it for those bombers. Another artillery is done. Second one will get all of its PGens, and the nuke is inbound. It will get shot down once again by Team 2, but artillery is starting to pierce the shielding, and some PGens are being hit. Team 1 central player of mass is being... Actually, it falls short. Kaboom! Wipes out, I guess, a bunch of spam. Maybe a couple of T3 units. The chicken gets EMP'd for a moment, but no, I thought it was actually going to go for right there, but I guess not. Looks like they're going after the land force. The only problem, though, I see with Mass controlling everything is he's doing stuff over here, and then he's doing stuff over here, and then he's doing stuff over here. He's constantly going back and forth. I feel like maybe somebody else could handle that because he's really splitting a lot of his focus, and Team 2 is actually taking advantage of that by just sending it straight to the middle. There's 3 chickens, 1 there, 2 there, and then 2 more over there. And the artillery is starting to weaken. Those PGens and everything else could cause a volatile cascade. Lots of shielding assistance going down for Team 1. A lot of his build power is being tied up in dealing with the artillery barrage. And it's just not looking good for the central player here. It's, you know, on and off shielding, on and off shielding. Is he building another? Okay, just build a Scathis, because why not? If one or two T3 artilleries doesn't do the job, just spam up a bunch of watering cannons and call it a day. Teleporter started for Team 1's Rick. He does have laser on board. Assist here, I'm Telly, says Rick. I'm presuming... Nope, he doesn't have PD defense, so that might be a prime target for Team 1 to go after. That would definitely decimate Team 2's long-range firepower. There's another air fight. Bombers are inbound. They're going after that fat boy once again. And those bombers just get absolutely annihilated. Not a fun day. We have 5 Monkey Lords. And Fat Boy says engage is what, I think, who is that? That's Mass that's commenting about that. MSG starting to exert a power a little bit with those fat boys, those Megalith and Monkey Lords. Teleporting here. I will break artillery. And looks like more P-Gen's going to be built. He's not building He's not building... He has an SMD, but he's building no protection whatsoever. And he is going to teleport, I would presume, immediately. Sooner the better. 44 minutes on the clock and climbing. And... Vessel's base is doing fine. We have a land engagement to the east between Volch and Team 1's Saddex. Match finishes another chicken, I surmise, unless he built another Awasa bomber. Speaking of that, where did that go? It got shot down somewhere. I don't know where it went, but it got shot down somewhere because I don't see it anymore. Anyway, is the comm teleporting? He is teleporting. There he goes. He's going straight in the middle of that T3 artillery barrage or battery. He's going to blow up the artillery. There's one down. Strats immediately wipe him out. He saves an artillery piece. The Scathis that was just barely started is fine because, again, it's an unfortunate thing. Nuke this, says Plum. So he loses one, he keeps one, and he keeps the nuke. All of the engineers are down, though, so it's going to take a minute to rebuild all those. But he does keep at least 2 of the 3 items, which is not bad. Another couple of air facilities go down for Team 1's Vessel. And with Rick's death, Mass gets his base, so now he's at 4 bases now? 3 bases? Something like that. Lots of air facilities being pumped out by Sabdex to help with the air game. Team 2 is... If they group everything together and they full send it, they might be able to break Team 1's defenses. There is one Monkey Lord starting to cause some havoc over there as a nice little distraction. The bulk of the forces for Team 2 are here and here, on the ground at least. With not a lot of action over here in the east. A little bit of defensive operations, which is definitely fair. They want to push this western side more. They could try to use that as an advantage to push in on the eastern front, though, but there's ASFs already there. There's a lot of AA there already. It's probably not worth the hassle. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 chickens. We have tons of Team 1 bombers still being built. Surprised not more AA on the ground is being built by Team 1's Mass. Considering the lightning tanks, I think, are probably one of the best mobile AA or T3 AA in the game. I don't know. I just think they're the coolest. I think that's probably what it comes down to. Mike Wood carves away most of that base. Nothing, you know, he doesn't kill off the T2 mechs, but he is going for this base, though. And that's going to hurt a little bit more. Bombers now still trying to go after that one Fat Boy. The shielding's down, but the Fat Boy itself is still fine. 47 minutes and climbing. And, yeah, they're like, just engage, essentially, is what's going on. Artillery still bombarding Team 1's Vessel. Again, it's only 1 of them now, not 2. And the nuke has been reloaded. I presume once the SMB is down somewhere, he'll target it. The best idea with this Monkey Lord might be just to try to full send it into this base if he can make it at this point. And wipe out the SMB, or at least wipe out one of them, and then focus fire with the artillery on the other one. Nuke is inbound, so he's going to definitely secure the kill on this base. The Monkey Lord isn't going to survive much longer. There goes the P-Gens. There goes another air facility. There goes the Monkey Lord now. So it didn't destroy the entire base. The nuke is inbound. It might wipe out a decent chunk of that land force. Strat bombers are inbound. They are inbound. ASFs are moving into intercept. I do think they're going to get there in time, though. Moments. It would have been moments. If they didn't, it would have been enough. They have been heavily damaged already. Oh, they don't drop any payloads. That's unfortunate. They do kill off a shield generated with their crash damage. So I guess that's something. Here comes the nuke, though. That's going to hurt a little bit. Kaboom! Wipes out all of that spam, pretty much. The remaining mexes and land headquarters. He still has a backup one over here, so it's not a big deal. That's why you have backups. 4 fatties, 5 monkeys, 1 crab, and a partridge in a pear tree somewhere is inbound, are inbound. No Scathis? No Scathis. Just keep loading. Nuke 161,000 mass in climbing. Does Team 1 go for counter nuke in any degree? No? No? No, I don't think so. Air entanglement between Team 2 and Team 1. Strat bombers are going to be missed, unfortunately, by Team 2's ASF. They probably would have wanted to grab that a little bit more. And those strats are probably going to go after those monkeys. Monkeys. Yeah, the monkeys are moving this way. And the megalith that's there. They're moving in. And the chickens are actually sending it southward, so now we're going to have some fire going on east and west vector. Actually, the strats of... Oh, no. They found the comm. Oh, that's gonna hurt. Well, I'm going to slow it down just a moment so I can have enough time to split things, because we want to watch this fight over here. And we want to watch this right here. They are inbound. Look at them. MSG either doesn't notice them or anything, but one, that's going to be a lot of firepower. Oh, there he goes. Team 2 loses MSG. Second chicken is down. Third chicken's about to go down. Fourth chicken is now taking firepower. Those monkeys are full sending it, though. So they'll stop for a brief moment. Strats are still on a collision course with something that looks like going for the artillery and the nukes down here. I'm going to end the split because that was pretty much it. And there is a kill for Team 1. Drops this game down to a tied 3v3 once again. And, yeah, fourth chicken about to go down. Fifth chicken now going to receive the majority of the firepower. We have 2 monkeys there, 2 fatties there for Team 2, or 1 actually. Team 1 has the fatties and Team 2 has the fatties. And those monkeys are given, again, new orders. And they're going to full send it, and that is going to hurt. So I guess maybe the force from red was the distraction. But that's a lot of dead chickens. Again, 2 fatties still remain. A lot of Percy's there. A lot of dead Percy's. That is a gold mine of reclaim for these players. We do see 2 chickens down here hanging out, though. That's fun. And GG's in the chat from Team 1. Actually, from both teams, actually. With artilleries raining in and 5 monkeylords and a megalith inbound. With a lot of ASFs coming in to boot to protect them. Yeah, that base is dead. And I don't... there's more strats being built and being deployed. We have tons of Corsairs moving in to try to do some damage. But those Ravagers are definitely not going to be enough for 5 Fat Boys. I mean, maybe a couple of them will be built, but not enough. Definitely not enough. We have those 2 fatties now inbound from Vessel to try to catch up. Those fatties have fallen back from Team 2's red to stop the army of chicken. Strat bombers inbound to kill off the fatties. And the artillery plus the monkeylords equals death for Team 1's Vessel's base. And I think MSG's finally broke through all of that nonsense. And there goes, yep, there's the rest of the P-Gens and the everything. Vessel's base is pretty much gone. He has a couple of fatties, a couple of mexes in the middle. He's fleeing to the east. Couple sets of mass fabs, though. And chicken's probably... Actually, it's not moving inbound there. It's going... Yeah, it's going this way, not this way. It might change its course, though. Strat bombers are inbound from Team 1's mass to intercept the monkeys. Team 1 still has a chance, though. This base might be the safe haven that they need, but there's 5 monkeylords. And again, those monkeys do have some AA, not a lot, but they do have something. Those mass fabs are going to get, yep, there they go. And those strats are going to get caught up to by the ASFs. One bombing run isn't too bad. Second bombing run, it'll probably kill off the lead monkey, but again, nothing too crazy. Team 2 still has 4 remaining and a megalith. One chicken is inbound for 5 monkeys. 1 chicken versus 1 monkey would be fine. 1 monkey against one monkey versus 1 chicken, not too great. 2 monkeys, 1 of them heavily damaged, and 1 that's fine. Still, the chicken would win that fight for the most part. But 4 lasers potentially going after that. Corsair almost kills off that monkeylord. Chicken kills off that monkeylord, but It's not going to matter. That monkey, though, that one needs to receive a lot of ion damage. It's going to be scorched very, very roughly. And Team 1's remaining players recall in. I mean, they maybe could have stuck with it for a little bit. Oh, look, there was a nuke inbound from Team 2. Look at that. Where was it going? It's going straight for the... Oh, okay. So the Team 1 bombers and whatnot wipe out the SMD. That base would have been gone. And then you pretty much have this base and this base, which, again, you have 4 monkeys inbound, and there's not a lot of support on the ground. More strats are being stacked up, but Team 2 still has their ASFs. Again, a couple more minutes, I think, maybe. But Team 2, had a nuke. They had artillery. They had all the land that they needed. And that's pretty much about it. That major engagement in the middle, those chickens not intercepting those monkeys was probably not the worst call, but I'd say the unfortunate side effect of them engaging the Fat Boys first. And there probably could be an argument made that if those monkeys were intercepted, that might have actually been, the game would have gone on for probably at least another 10 minutes, I would presume, because that would maybe still mean, and maybe this base would be dead, but nothing else beyond that. So Team 1 would still have this corner of the map, but it's all what-if statements at that point. But let me know down in the comments what you think of the game overall, the cast, whatnot. Thank you so much for watching to the very end of the video, as always. And I will see all of you in the next one.